The NBA Finals are set. It's weird that it's in September, but it's 2020, so we roll with it. The NBA has been in a bubble at the Walt Disney World Resort in Orlando, so over the last couple months, they've been playing in tiny arenas with no fans. But nonetheless, here we are with the Lakers taking on the Heat for the title. And I saw the chance to do a park battle. Representing the Lakers, 40 minutes north of Los Angeles, is Six Flags Magic Mountain. And representing the Heat, 4 hours northwest of Miami, is Busch Gardens, Tampa. We're gonna do coaster battles, but also look at other aspects of each park to find out which one is the best, and who will take home the NBA championship. For the Larry O'Brien Trophy, it's Magic Mountain versus Busch Gardens, Tampa. Both of these parks are in my top 10, so this should be a close fight. Let's kick it off with the RMCs. Iron Gwazi isn't even open yet, but we can see that layout and the hypercoaster height, the beyond vertical drop, over 4,000 feet of length. This looks to be one of the best coasters in the world. Twisted Colossus is almost 1,000 feet longer, and it sits solidly in my top 10. But I firmly believe that Iron Gwazi would be a top 5 coaster for me, once I finally get to ride it. So I'm sorry, Twisted Colossus. Iron Gwazi gives the first point to Busch Gardens, Tampa. Here's a weird one. Coasters with vertical or near vertical drops. It's SheiKra at Busch Gardens, Tampa against X2 at Magic Mountain. SheiKra is a really fun ride with great airtime over that 200-foot drop. X2 also has a drop over 200 feet, 215 feet to be exact, and you get no airtime. But that's okay. You're flipping around on your back while you plummet to the ground, which kills any dive coaster any day of the week. SheiKra has an Immelman and another vertical drop before a splashdown, while X2 has a couple Raven turns, flips, fly to lie, and it's just an overall crazier, more intense, and unique ride. Point to Magic Mountain to tie the game. Massive B&M loopers are next on the list, and this was an easy comparison. Kumba at Busch Gardens and Riddler's Revenge at Magic Mountain. When I rode Kumba, I said it was kind of like Riddler with sit-down trains. Kumba came 5 years before Riddler, and was B&M's first large-scale looper. Surely B&M got better with their mega loopers as the years went along, right? Wrong. Kumba and Riddler both feature a twisted drop to the left and a loop that wraps around the lift hill, and then get thrown into a slew of inversions. Kumba with 7, Riddler with 6. Kumba features interlocking corkscrews. Riddler has an airtime hill and incline loop, but Kumba also has a nice 0G roll. I think Kumba has an overall stronger layout, but the biggest kicker in this fight is the fact that Riddler is a stand-up coaster, and that's naturally going to be uncomfortable, and it would be much better off as a sit-down like Kumba. So, point to Kumba, 2-1 Busch Gardens. Let's talk inverts. Both parks got a B&M inverted coaster in the mid-90s when B&M was just starting to get those out. Magic Mountain got a Batman the Ride clone from the original at Six Flags Great America 2 years earlier, and Busch Gardens got Montu, a much larger custom layout. Over 1,200 more feet of track, over 20 feet taller, 10 more miles per hour, 2 extra inversions, and an awesome terrain layout with elements dug into trenches. Batman is an incredibly intense ride, but Montu is a masterpiece from start to finish. Easy call. Montu gets Busch Gardens the point. Now let's get the multi-launch coasters. Busch Gardens puts up the Intamin Blitz coaster Cheetah Hunt against Magic Mountain's newest edition, West Coast Racers. These are similar in length, with Cheetah Hunt getting the edge, but both hitting the 4,000 foot mark. Cheetah Hunt also gets the edge in setting. This runs out deep into the park off the beaten path. It has 3 launches, 1 inversion, and is all around a good ride despite being a family-oriented coaster. West Coast Racers is a little more aggressive, offering an amazing pop of lateral ejector on that first high five, especially on the white track. If you want intensity, you have that Spaghetti Bowl Helix. That's especially forceful on the yellow side. You also get to ride both sides because this is a Mobius loop, and you get a total of 4 launches, 4 inversions, solid airtime in several spots, and 2 tracks that seem to be complete rides on their own. Getting to do both is just a bonus. It's a close call. Both are on my top 100, but I'm a big West Coast Racers fan, and it's getting Magic Mountain a point. We're gonna stick with launch coasters and compare the premier Skyrockets. The Skyrocket 2 is Tigress at Busch Gardens, and the Skyrocket 3 is Full Throttle at Magic Mountain. I have not ridden Tigress, but I have ridden other Comfort Collar Skyrocket 2 clones in the SeaWorld chain, like Tempesto and Electric Eel. so I'm going to use those experiences to compare. These are a lot of fun. They're forceful, you get some crazy airtime and hang time, and I think they're underrated. Full Throttle is a unique experience, built specifically for the plot of land that it's on, jumping over the mountain and then launching through it. It has the only loop in the world where the train goes under and over it. Forwards and backwards launches just like Tigris. Same with the great airtime and hang time. So honestly, this is a close battle, and both are top 150 coasters. Other than Full Throttle's originality, the other kicker that gives Magic Mountain this point is the comfortable lap bars on Full Throttle compared to the comfort collars on Tigris. The lap bars are much more free, and even though I don't hate the comfort collars, they could hurt your neck on those twisted drops. Full Throttle ties the score. Both parks have classic Schwarzkopfs, Scorpion at Busch Gardens and Revolution at Magic Mountain. Scorpion is one of those portable silver aero coasters, and these are short but intense, with one loop and low-to-the-ground elements. Revolution was the first modern coaster to feature a vertical loop, opening 4 years before Scorpion, and really has a tremendous terrain layout on the side of the mountain. It's also almost twice as long as Scorpion. The one thing Scorpion has on Revolution is the intensity. Revolution is pretty forceless, but the layout is so cool and unique, and I enjoy riding it a lot more than Scorpion, which is an afterthought at Busch Gardens. Even though I'm not sprinting to Revolution either, it's a historic icon, and a much more interesting ride. Magic Mountain takes the lead. The last coaster battle is for the family coasters. The Zero Coaster Air Grover at Busch Gardens and the Vekoma Coaster Roadrunner Express at Magic Mountain. Neither of these are true kiddie coasters. I would put them solidly in the family coaster category. Not much to either of these, but I would hand the point to Roadrunner Express for having better theming within the ride. There are cacti, dynamite, rockwork. It really has some nice yet simple theming that puts the rider in the southwestern setting of the Coyote vs. Roadrunner cartoons. Air Grover is just in a big sandbox and just has Grover on the front with his aviation helmet. Magic Mountain is now up 2 points. Next up is Drop Towers. Both parks feature standout Intamin drop towers. Magic Mountain with the second tallest in the world, with Lex Luthor Drop of Doom, and Busch Gardens with the stunning Falcon's Fury. Despite being over 400 feet tall, I think that Lex Luthor is lacking something. It takes you up and just drops you down, and it makes for a long 7-second drop, but no real forces like you'll find on a Larson or an SNS drop tower. Falcon's Fury is also extremely tall, standing 335 feet, and features the unique element of turning riders face down before dropping them to the ground. This is terrifying to see the ground come up that quickly before it kicks you back out into the sitting position, and I prefer that experience to Lex Luthor any day. Busch Gardens cuts down the lead. There are 2 coasters at Busch Gardens that I felt had no comparison to anything at Magic Mountain. This is Cobra's Curse and Sand Serpent. Cobra's Curse is a mock spinning coaster that has some good moments, but it does appeal more to families. Sand Serpent is a wild mouse, and not a great one at that. Magic Mountain does not have anything even close to this, so I'll give Busch Gardens 1.5 bonus points for these. But here's where Magic Mountain really holds an edge on Busch Gardens. They have 19 coasters compared to Busch Gardens' 10. Here are the coasters that Busch Gardens has no answer for: Apocalypse, Canyon Blaster, Gold Rusher, Goliath, Magic Flyer, Ninja, Scream, Speedy Gonzales, Superman Escape from Krypton, Tatsu, and Viper. Magic Mountain gets a full point for Apocalypse, Ninja, Superman, Tatsu, and Viper. They get half a point for Gold Rusher and Goliath, a quarter point for Canyon Blaster, Magic Flyer, and Speedy Gonzales, and they lose a point for Scream, because Scream is a flaming pile of trash. Quantity of coasters is and always will be Magic Mountain's strong suit, so this propels Magic Mountain well into the lead. So where can Busch Gardens make up points? I can think of 3 ways. First, the animals. Busch Gardens Tampa has an African theme, and there are African animals all over the park. Elephants, zebras, giraffes, and so much more. This is such a major part of the park that I think it's worth 2.5 points by itself. Next, atmosphere and theming. Busch Gardens is a huge park, and it does a great job of immersing you into the African theme. The rides themselves aren't super themed, especially once you leave the queue lines. But for a park that takes up a giant block in the middle of a city, you feel like you've exited the Tampa area and have moved to the African savannah. Give Busch Gardens another point for this. Finally, you have 2 transportation rides that also serve as great photo perches. The most notable one is the Sky Ride. This and Cheetah Hunt share a station at the front of the park, and it stretches all the way to the back of the park where you can find Tigris and all the other rides back there. You ride right over Cheetah Hunt, which gives you some tremendous angles. You also get some really nice angles of Shikra and Falcon's Fury, also of Kumba. And the ride saves you a ton of time since you can avoid walking to the other side of the park. There's also Serengeti Express, a train that gives you a tour of the wildlife in the park, and that has 3 stops around the park. Magic Mountain is lacking in photo ops and transportation rides, so these 2 options give Busch Gardens 2 points. These 5.5 points give Busch Gardens a narrow lead. One factor in comparing parks could be their parking lot situation, but I think they're both pretty bad and require a tram to get to the entrance quickly, so no points there. The final category will be thrilling flat rides. Neither park is really strong in this category. Other than Falcon's Fury, Busch Gardens just has a rapids ride and a log flume, which Magic Mountain does have an answer for. Busch Gardens has no answer for Krasanity, the Zamperla Giga Discovery, nor do they have an answer for Justice League Battle for Metropolis, the Sally Ride's Shooting Dark ride. These are strong additions to Magic Mountain's ride lineup, and it gives them some diversity. They get the final point, and that pushes them over the edge to knock out Busch Gardens with a score of 11.75 to 11. Magic Mountain's win gives the NBA title to the Los Angeles Lakers. As for the series itself, I can't say I've been following the NBA too closely, and I rarely watch it. But the Lakers did win 8 more games than the Heat, and lost 10 fewer games. They were the 1 seed in the West, and the Heat were the 5 seed in the East. So it seems like the Lakers should be favored to win, especially with a pair of superstars, LeBron James and Anthony Davis. Let me know what you think of this park battle. Do you prefer Magic Mountain or Busch Gardens Tampa? And where do you think one park excels over the other? If you're a basketball fan, also let me know what you think about the series, and if you think Miami has a shot. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to drop a like. That's the best way to show your support for the channel. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing so. And I'll see you guys all next time.